Kaufman, and currently I teach writing courses through the Writing Center.
Wonderful.
We get a lot of students, it's kind of a mixed bag in terms of their writing proficiency. Sometimes we have students that are actually fairly proficient, but their errors are in, say, reading whatever prompt they're assigned and actually following it and answering the prompt. And we have other students that simply just have grammatical errors and mechanical errors that they have to work on and improve. So that's basically the two types of students we usually get. One of the things I do in the workshop is ask them in the class is to ask them to write a mini outline and at least put the prompt at the top of their papers, because it's actually staggering the amount of times you'll get someone that they'll start giving their personal opinion, let's say, when the prompt doesn't ask for it, or there's some of our assignments there have repetitive type prompts, and it's not set up to be a trap, but it actually fell into that. So they'd have like 3 in a row that asked you for, say, the author's main idea and your personal reaction to the author's argument. And then the next one might say, just write about the author's main idea and cite supporting evidence. And then they'll go on and write about their personal experiences with it. So, writing to the prompt is the only way you can assure yourself that you're focused on what the prompt is. They come to us to help get more proficient, and oftentimes it happens, and it's usually because the student works really hard to improve their writing. But yeah, missing the prompt is it's like in tennis, an unforced error, right? You can not have a good forehand, not have a good backhand, but when you get an easy shot and you hit it right into the net, it's kind of difficult. So I really think about 50% of the problems I see in the writing courses is unforced errors. Maybe not proofreading, not organizing before they write, and definitely not following the prompt. That's the main one, I think, in terms of students that are already fairly proficient, like their writing is acceptable to pass a test like the EdTPA. But if they don't answer the prompt, it doesn't matter if you write like Shakespeare or anyone else. So there are people, especially second language speakers, that are adjusting, and they tend to improve over time with practice. A lot of the students we have people that are already in the program that are sent back, and we have people that haven't started yet and they have to pass this course to get into the program. And I guess the hope is too along the way that they'll still improve, right? They have some time. So even if someone is still a little, they're shaky, but they get through it. The idea is you're hoping that with more practice and more time, they'll increase their proficiency and they'll be fine. We have a process for referring students back that if you're concerned about their writing, so just send them to us at the Writing Center, and we can put them in a course and kind of really zero in on their writing and see if they're proficient. So it's not too late. Once the student's already in the program, they can still be referred for some extra writing help. And also to tell them about the Writing Center. There's plenty of people who can help with one-to-one, tutoring kind of stuff when they have papers due. And I would also say, what I do sometimes is I ask them to write 2 drafts of a paper when they send it in. The first draft, I want to see that they actually edited it to a final draft, because oftentimes, people that, especially if they're shaky in terms of their confidence in writing, they just want to get it done. It's like kind of an anxious thing. So they just finish it and send it off, and it's like out of sight, out of mind. And, to think of writing more as a process where there's like building a scaffold, building a foundation and then building up. That's how I try to get the students to look at it, like building a house. You wouldn't want to just throw everything together and hope that it passes code. You want to build with a good foundation and move on. So